Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you guys are having another beautiful day. And of course, if you missed my last video, I'm going to say it again. Happy New Year to you and your loved ones. I hope 2020 is prosperous for you, enlightening for you, and ultimately helps you become the person you are destined to become. And today I'm actually going to be covering a question that's been asked quite a bit on social media lately. And that question is, why is it that we can't just print off more money if the U.S. economy is really in that much trouble? But before I get into it, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to all of my social media channels. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is a question I've been seeing a lot on social media lately, is if the United States is in so much trouble financially in regards to the deficit, but also in regards to what's happening with the economy and the fact that the coronavirus has completely crippled our economy, why can't we just print off more money? And this question is actually really simple to understand if you understand the value each currency brings to the table. So obviously we have the US dollar, we have the Japanese yen, we have the euro, we have, you name it, we have it. We have the rupee, we have the dinar, we have the dong, all sorts of different currencies. Well, each currency has its own value. What that means, as an example, is if you were to go to a country like Italy, for instance, what you would spend there relative to the US dollar is a lot lesser than you would spend here in the United States. So the example I'll give you is, let's say you go to Italy and you decide to go get dinner. Dinner in Italy might only cost you, and this is US dollar version, might only cost you between $5 and $15. Whereas in the United States, that same meal might cost you $15 to $30. So the reason why that is simply because the value that the dollar holds overseas as compared to what it holds here in the United States. So when you look at the currency value of each different currency and how it translates with each economy, you'll start to understand why value is so important. Another example I'll give you is Canada. For every $1 you have here in Canada, you have to pay $1.33 over in Canada for whatever good you have. Could be a book, could be clothes, could be whatever. You're paying $1 here and you're paying $1.33 in Canada for that exact same product. And simply the reason for that is the value that the US dollar holds. Obviously, the US dollar holds a lot more weight in other countries than it does here sometimes, right? So with that being understood and understanding how important the value of the dollar is, the next thing you want to take into consideration is a concept called quantitative easing. Now, quantitative easing, the easiest way I can help you understand this is we do this quite often. The Federal Reserve does this decently often, a lot more often than we actually should. Last time we saw quantitative easing was back in 2008 during the housing market collapse. When that happened, we printed off a lot of money, over a couple of $1 trillion, I believe it was, and we were pumping it into the economy. And the reason why we were doing that was to artificially inflate the economy and make it so that people were spending more money to keep the economy afloat. Well, here's what happens when we print off more money. The more money there is in circulation, the less value the dollar holds. So the way to think about it is, let's think about it from a gold standpoint. There's a finite number of gold. So if there's a finite number of gold, if more and more people are wanting gold, the value of it shoots up, right? So obviously the supply and demand has a direct correlation with gold. Same thing with the US dollar. If X number of dollars are in circulation, let's just go ahead and say $1 trillion, and we're not going to print off any more of them, the demand for those dollars becomes more likely. People are going to want it, which therefore shoots the value up. If we're printing off more money to artificially inflate the economy, that's making more dollars available, ultimately pushing the demand for the dollar down. Therefore, the value of the dollar goes down. So we are doing this right now too in regards to what's happening with the coronavirus. So the way you want to understand, is it smart if we print off more money or not, is to understand quantitative easing and is to understand the value of the dollar in relation to how it values in other countries. The more of it we print off, the lesser our dollar goes. Therefore, we're having to buy more things or spend more money to compensate for how much money is in circulation. So that's the easiest way I can describe it to you. Printing off more money is not the answer. So I hope that this video helped you understand a little bit more about the importance of why we need to keep the value of the dollar as high as we possibly can right now and eliminate printing off more money, because it's only going to hurt the country more and more and more the more we print off money. So if this video did help you, give it a big thumbs up. I do again want to wish you guys a happy and healthy 2021, and hopefully it's a lot more it's a lot better for you than 2020 was. Other than that, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, definitely do so. It's right there. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.